Alright, so we're looking at your VOD. Like I said, I can't probably give the best advice since I'm only platform PC, which I've been told is a little bit tougher to compete in than console. But I mean, I probably don't have like a ton of advice to give, but I am more than happy to take a look at it, see what I might. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Might have to say. Um, I don't really believe. I mean, there's certain situations, sure, you're just getting rolled by the other tank and you gotta switch it up, but like, there's most of the time there's stuff you can do, right? Um, that's really unfortunate. Your soldier gets picked. So yeah, this is pretty good. Like normally, right? Like your job would be to come up. Oops. As tank, especially like a mobile tank, it would be to clear high ground up here, right? Like to come up here and force people off. But you do a good job of recognizing the Cassidy's out of position and diving him. So I think this is a good call to be down here. I assume you probably normally would be going up top if their Cassidy wasn't out of position. Okay, so with their tank being here, right? You probably like there's so against Ryan, like Ryan is very much like wants to be right here. Like this is not where you want to fight a Ryan. So if you want to, you can either probably like either fly here, but more than likely actually the best spot would be probably like flying up here or flying up here if you hear the Hanzo behind you, like you see that you killed your Echo, right? If you turn and fly up here instead, right? Take high ground now that they've been pushed off, and you can easily kill their Hanzo right here. And then from there you can come over here and start, collapsing on their team, because D.va's really good at being mobile and taking off angles. Uh, she doesn't do as much, like her shotguns do really good at close range, right? Like you want to be close when you're shooting people when you can, but Ryan's still better in a straight up like close range fight. So like right here, right, he's off in a corner. Like these squishies are free. Their BAP's up here. This is free. Like this is absolutely a point where he's charging you. Just turn around, fly up here, right? Try to take their BAP. If their BAP pushes off, cool. Then you can sit up here and you can poke and fire missiles and whatever at their squishies and put like a lot of pressure on them. Allow your team to come up here, right, and then take high ground if they want to, or push up wherever they want to play. But come up with D.va. Definitely use her mobility whenever you can to try to get like high ground here. Would be huge, especially to push their BAP off, and then, like I said, you can just kind of poke at their squishies from there. So again, yeah, instead of coming straight in here, I'd probably just be taking high ground here and coming up and push their BAP off right here. Like their BAP is definitely don't want him up here shooting at your backline, right? So you want to come up here and push their BAP off, and then come around probably here. Like I'm not a great D.va player, but from what I've always seen is people always say to like take off angles with her because she's not supposed to be played like a brawl tank where you just get up close to the enemy and just shoot them the entire time. So definitely try and take this with a grain of salt. Definitely, probably find more experienced people who play D.va more. I play mostly Oh yeah, actually good. You come up here, okay? So yeah, this is good. So yeah, now you kind of have them forced into a corner. You come up here, you can shoot at their back line. This is actually really good here. I wouldn't drop down though. Just well, I mean it's all right, but so yeah, you're taking a lot of damage. Yep, just matrix and then keep shooting. And now, yeah, your team has taken like this was played really well. Like honestly. So I'm assuming maybe later in the game they ask you to switch, because yeah, I don't see any problem yet so far. Yeah, just be holding DM, boost to your team. Good shit. Yeah, and you just kind of wait to get. Don't really need to be moving around too much. Yeah, just wait for your I know it sucks being patient, but just be patient, waiting for to get healed up, you know, or go find a health pack. I think there's a health pack in this room over here. That's a small health pack. Yeah, honestly at this point, like flying back into spawn would be like really quick. Um, as opposed to like you know that this brigade is gonna take a year and a half to heal you, so either fly back into spawn or sit back here on the cart so the cart can like passively heal you too until your Kiriko gets back. Now you heard their soldier. I don't know what your soldier was doing. Oh, that was your soldier that was up in their teams. All right. So now you need to figure out where you're going, right? Because you can see your brig popped rally. She's wanting to push, right? You could be up here, definitely up here, trying to push. Like you have to be somewhat ready to disengage because you already lost your soldier, obviously, and now you're okay. Now you lost your echo, but you could have been like up here trying to push them. I guess. On the other hand, I definitely see why you're backing off because it's already a lost fight. So I definitely, I guess I wouldn't follow you on that. But yeah. So this is a good place to be when you're fighting, but yeah, I think you definitely actually had the right call. I take that back what I was saying. Yeah, definitely good to get out. Like, it sucks that your team isn't leaving too, but there's not a whole ton you can do here. Like, it's a lost fight, so the longer you stay, like, your team's just kind of in here for no reason. This is good. Yeah, you definitely want to keep him pinned off. I don't know about the D.va bomb here. Like, you know that Ryan has a shield, so this just isn't gonna kill him, right? Like, keeping him pinned off here is good, right? Your Echo should not be this close to him. She's pretty stupid, but, you know, like keeping him in here, maybe even walking to the left. Well, I don't know. Their team just kind of has advantage here. Yeah, your Kiriko's not really looking at you. I think this is possibly going to be an issue as well, that your Kiriko never really wants to pay attention to what you're doing. Which, if she's doing stuff, you know, I guess she's killing the Hanzo at least, you know. Cool. At least she's getting value with it. Yeah, I think this is good. Good, you're peeling for your team, you know, and now you have to have the Hanzo. Good. Yeah, so for the most part, I think D.va's working actually really well against what they have. Like, I see. I assume this must be later on in the match that they tell you, like, to switch. I don't know why they would want you to switch right now. I'm just gonna read this. We will had a successful attack. Asked for a tank switch and said I was throwing. I'm a bit of a one-trick with D.va. You're going to Plat from bronze. I wasn't really watching that. Sorry. Okay, so I mean, I'm guessing is this after your attack? After they had a successful attack, my team asked for a tank switch and said I was throwing. Yeah, I mean, unless it just randomly stops working now. I think there was somebody after you, right? No? Maybe that, oh, that was your teammate, sorry. Yeah. Yeah, like this is good, yep, hold DM. I don't... If they were talking about your attack, I really don't see it. I think you're actually playing this really well. Like your team's also playing well, but yeah. So here you're probably looking for their Ryan to jump down, yeah, and then you can jump up and dive on their. I think you're doing a pretty good job here. You're just zoning out their team. Their Reaper just got blown up. Oh, he got headshot. That's unfortunate. Yeah, now you want to just push their soldier. Sorry, Um, sorry. Okay. So here you want to, yeah, just walk up and DM Defense Matrix as much as you can of this. It's unfortunate your brig dies. I'm just like kind of surprised if you guys use this. I think, yeah, I think that this. Okay, 1 second. Apologies, my dogs were freaking out at something. I think for something like right here, if you're having like a really especially on controller, I can imagine how difficult it would be to track a ball. Just kind of like sit a little ways back from where he's gonna rotate around, and then just sit here and then just spray him from here instead of trying to like 360. I think it'll make it a little bit easier for you to hit him because like balls are just really annoying to shoot. Yeah, so I don't. I don't know. If they asked you after that, what they might have been feeling is like the pressure of the Rhine when you go to dive their backline, which some people just don't like dealing with, especially like. I mean, Plat isn't low elo. Like I mean, a Plat like people should know how to do this at this point. Like how to play with dive or because D.va is like a dive tank, not brawl. So people will like if the tank's not staying at the front line, definitely want to be up on high ground right here as well as your Hanzo should be too. Because your thought process is gonna be like, if I sit up here and the Rhine comes underneath, you get to dive their backline for free, right? Like that's the perfect scenario for you. Like you don't want to be down here because then you're gonna have to fight your Rhine. See, and now because you stay down here, like your team has to drop off high ground and come play with you. So that I think that's the first like really big mistake you've had is staying low ground here because that made your whole team come with you. And see how like you're not really doing a whole ton of damage, but this will get like this Ryan should honestly just be pushing up on you right now, and there's no reason really that he doesn't until he's. Okay, yeah. So this is pretty bad right here. Okay, so I think this is where things might start to fall apart, right? Because this Ryan charges like you can at this point like you see the Ryan come around here to the left, and you don't go to contest him. So instead of pinning you, he just charges in on your squishies. Like if you see, so there's a Moira here that you could dive. There's the Rhine over here that you could have flown around to contest, or you could have come around the back to go after the squishies, but you just kind of go after here. I'm not sure if because there's a lot happen that you just kind of like lose track of what's going on, but you just kind of let your team die here. Um, so I think this might have been what they were talking about, and in which let me. Alright, I was not very prepared for this video. Sorry, my headset just randomly decided to die. I need to plug this in really quick. I'm sorry that this is go USB in. Give me 1 second. I will get back to this. Figure out what it's stuck on, and then I will be good to go. Okay. Alright. Alright. We are back. Yeah, sorry, I just randomly realized like there's no sound, and then I'm like, oh, my headset's good, great, like, perfect. So, yeah, what your plan here? That's good. Honestly, like, really surprised she didn't. Did she not have fade up? Oh, she didn't. Okay, that was yeah, that was good then. Um, yeah, I mean at this point you gotta be somewhat careful with what you're doing, cause yeah, you're just gonna get yeah, the Ryan. It's one of the, like your team is already dead, so is what it is. But that's definitely I think a fight that you could have won if you were putting pressure on the enemy team. Like even if you just switched lanes to go to the left when you saw the Ryan going to the left, would have been fine. Like at least contesting him, so if he charges in, like he charges into you. This Hanzo's really open on the left. You see him in the staircase, or maybe he didn't. That would have been like a really good place to dive there. Uh, Because now what you need to look at is because this is not something you can do, right? Like this, I mean, this is fine for the start of the fight, right? But this is not somewhere you can stay. So the question is, you know, if you're gonna play D.va, how are you going to push up? Which I can't give you a super good answer with. This is something where if you're playing like maybe Ramatra or something, you could have pushed easier. Um, but playing Sniper D.Va here is not going to help, right? Like, you gotta find a building to sit on top of, or here or something. Um, I mean, your team has like a lot of mobility, or at least a bit of mobility, um, with your Kiriko and Hanzo that they can take high ground with you and kind of like pepper them from at least closer, right? Because like from distance, like you're not actually going to do any damage. Like your micro missiles are somewhat okay, right? So you just kind of have to figure out, or if you're going to go in the right alleys or something. Yeah. So okay, so you pick up here, right? Um, yeah. So here is again where you just kind of like the problem isn't your character, it's you come back to your team. Right after so you have two choices, right? Your Kiriko came up here and then you just kind of dropped off. Like you didn't give her enough time to heal you. You didn't defense matrix these guys, or just back off long enough for her to heal you to full to dive them. Your second choice is to come back here and help your team, right? In which case you need to jump straight into the Rhine and try to push him off of your team, right? Like if the Rhine is shooting at or hitting anyone, it should be you because you want to take it. You have the most armor. You're the most beefy. Like these guys, yeah, like that's kind of your job is to so you have to put pressure on their team constantly. And I think that's been your problem with defense is that you either like here you either have to like go in or go here, right? Like you went up to high ground, but then you didn't really do anything. Like you didn't push in, you didn't let your Kiriko heal you either, so you could push in. You could easily probably go and kill both of these guys with a Kiriko pocket. Or you can come back here, whichever you think is a better situation, you know. But you just kind of drop, and then you come back here. But instead of going, you know, to help your team, you just fly right past them, and you don't push into the Rhine or anything, or the Moira. So yeah, you're just kind of playing like playing Sniper D.Va here is not good. I mean, at this point, you just have to get out, right? You don't want to stagger. Yeah, so this is a point where you know you want to die here. Because if they come in right here, yeah. Yeah, so that was like from this point here, like the fight is very much over, right? Like everybody's dead aside from well, you and your Hanzo because your Kiriko gets pinned. So from this moment right here, right? Like this is a very obvious lost fight. Like both of you are sitting here on like a quarter health and their entire team is alive. A 2v5. So this is from 956 where you should just like you should be just literally you have two choices here, right? Either fly out if you think you can make it. In this situation, maybe you can. or dive into the cart and stop its progress so that until you die, the cart doesn't move at all, right? Like just dying on cart is just the best probably option in this scenario. Because when you die here, it's yeah 10-14. When was so 10-14? Yeah, that's literally like 17 seconds that you just spent sitting around here just to die. And that's 17 seconds that they get to push. Just to put in, like, I don't want to harp on this too hard, but this is why staggering is really bad, because you look at all of the free card progress they got while you were just, like, instead of getting out, like, you guys could be getting together for a stop on the cart here, right, as it comes around the corner. But instead, see how your bastion's here now, and your soldier is here, and everybody, if you were like gotten out or died and like flown back, like if you died at the same time as your Kiriko, you could at least be like here, right, and then be like flying back in to try and contest this, right? Uh, but instead they end up getting this whole thing because now they can't re-engage, right? So they're stuck back here because they don't have their tank. So the staggering on this is just especially as a tank, is really bad because it's hard for your team to engage when they don't have anybody to take space. So they moved it all the way from like right here, like they got like half this point for pretty much free. So that is definitely something to keep an eye on. Every time that you die, you need to know, or that you're in a lost fight, you need to know, that it's a lost fight and when you should get out of it. Like all of this, just there's no point now that you're here, right? They've taken the cart and their spawn is right here, and they've killed two of your players. So this is another spot of if you stay here, you're gonna stagger again, and then your team's gonna be stuck, and it's gonna be an eternal cycle. So you should already be out. Like just turn around, fly out, go back to spawn, and just group up with your team. Because now you have full health. There's no reason to actually stall the cart because it's just here, right? Like this is a really easy situation to get out of. Like you can sure like start, but when you're right here, right, like at their spawn, your brig dies like right away. Uh, there's no reason to really dive into their team here when you're already down a player and their Hanzo is behind you that you could also go after if you like actually like help your backline. But otherwise, you're in a 3v4 here, and the fifth is coming back from their spawn, which is a lot closer than yours is. So this is already like a disadvantage that you're going in at. Say you realize it, but by the time you got out, it's already 130 health, and now they can just beam you down if they end up getting there. Okay, so now you need to get out, right? Yep, defense matrix, good, good, good. Now, yep, shoot. So that was just good, right? Until your soldier gets there, you're DMing, and then the second that he gets there, you start help him kill. Now, honest, and again, like this is fine, but like a little bit more like reaction time. Like you see the Moira in on your soldier, you should already be boosting, right? Like it should. You just kind of sit there for a couple of seconds, and that's enough time for like your soldier to die, possibly. Yep, it's good. Be careful here. You're going into their spawn. You end up getting the kill. Cool. This is very dangerous. Yep. Boost out, hold DM, and then just boost out. Like this is not somewhere you want to be fighting. And you can feel the Moira hitting you on your right. There's a Moira right here. That no. Okay. Um. So again, they're at their spawn here, right? Like best case scenario, you kill 4 people, they respawn right here, and they're right back here in like 10 seconds. So using your bomb here to try to kill people it's not optimal to use ultimates to try to kill people outside of the enemy's spawn, right? I mean, if it was like they were ulting like a Genji like a nano blade and you had a Zen that would like pop Transcendence, sure, because your team doesn't want to die here, but using it to kill them is not going to get you as much value here as it would like closer to you guys. And then you just kind of walk away in a straight line, which would be easy to kill if they were to hit their shots. It's just something to be aware of too. See, and here, like, this is like a decent diveable scenario, right? So I'm not sure why, like, your Kiriko keeps coming with you, and like your Kiriko's doing a really good job of coming with you and pocketing you, right? Enabling you to make these dives even onto like a pocketed soldier to kill a Mercy or kill the soldier, right? And then like either you get a kill on this for free if their Rhine doesn't come for you, or if the Rhine comes for you, then he's drawn off of your team, right? And you have like all the attention, you can DM a bunch and boost back out, right? And then give your team like opportunities to come up here and get picks while the entire team's distracted. But if you have your like if you're gonna be taking these off angles and your Kiriko keeps coming with you, you should realize that and then take that use that as your advantage, right? Because again, you're kind of playing her like a brawl tank, where you're coming up here to fight the Rhine and force him off, but you could have gotten potentially like 2 picks there. Yeah, see, this is good, right? You realize, okay, I drew the Rhine over here. Um, you know, I'm gonna back off a little bit. You could probably stay up here for a little bit, right? And try to like hold off this high ground a little bit, since you have like your entire team is right here. Like your Kiriko again is just gonna be sitting here, uh, healing you like she's been, so that you don't need to like immediately back off. You could actually try to like maybe get a pick on this Moira, and then like if your health gets below like 400 or something, then like doing that, just try to contest their high ground. I think just a little bit right now you're focusing too much on shooting their tank. Um, like back here, where was it? I saw somebody. You see this soldier super out of position, right? And he's like 2 feet in front of your soldier. This is an easy dive, right? You get a lot more value. Like I get you're trying to sit here to protect your team, but if you have boost up, like you need to go and dive the soldier because he's super out of position. And your soldier's probably going to kill this Hanzo since he has tactical visor up. So you could either 2 things. You could either fly over here and defense matrix in front of your soldier to make sure he doesn't die to like a lucky Hanzo headshot, and the soldier, and then he just kills them both. Or you could dive this soldier and kill him while he's ulting the Hanzo. Because that's I think where they're because they pop coalescence then over here, right? And they're shooting. So your Kiriko recognizes what your soldier is doing, and goes to help him while they're using coalescence, and then I believe this is what the Rhine, so the Rhine charges over here too, right? So their whole team is recognizing, okay, this soldier can like kill half our team here, he needs to die. So your Kiriko recognizes this, she comes saves him, right? Moira recognizes this, she's trying to kill him. The Rhine recognizes this. So actually by like to protect your team here, like running over here and flying over here in the first place, and then being here to block the Rhine or to defense matrix from these guys, or to kill the soldier, like this would all be like, I think this is just some, just situations. It's hard to recognize like in game, like I always say, like it's easy to recognize these things when you're like a lot easier when you're um uh, reviewing, like when you're watching it post game, right? Like as opposed to during the game. So it's one of those things like, yeah, it's going to be a lot harder if you realize these things. This Mercy res is another thing that like you should have seen this and immediately dove. You dive in here and you boop the Mercy out of the way and cancel her res because you get knockback with your boop. That would be like a huge play, right? Because right now they're trying to make it even because you have 4 and they have 3. So if you deny this res, then they have to back off and you win the fight. But if otherwise they killed the soldier and now they've rezzed their soldier, and now it's a they have advantage and can just, he ults on 1 health. That's actually crazy. This man's a madman. Okay, so here actually, yeah, I don't think you got time. I was gonna say this could be a chance if you immediately call your mech to possibly drop it on him and kill him, but I think he kills you regardless. I don't think you actually. Yep. So this is a chance where like literally your entire team just died. Just go back to spawn. Like all four of your players just died. You just fly back to spawn. Like there's no reason to sit out here and try to contest them. If you cannot stop the cart from moving and you cannot kill anybody because you're by yourself and there's no team here, then there's no reason to be up here because all you're gonna do is take damage. And then like when your team does get here, you'll have to wait to get healed up before you can go in again. Yeah, there's so DMing is the right call for being out here, but there's no point to really being. Okay, so this is good now. But again, like you could have been coming up after this Baptiste with 650 health, right? Yep. So you're not winning that. That's fine. Just yeah, disengage and yeah, your main support is dead. Your Kiriko died like at the beginning of the fight, which is just unfortunate. That's not really your fault. But so yeah, now you're just trying to. So at this point, there's two things that you need to realize, right? One, you want to farm ult off of this Rhine so you can get back in your mech, but two, you don't want to get anywhere close. So right here, where you move back, this is what you like should get you killed, because like this entire time you should just be moving away, moving away, moving away, right? Like you can easily dodge this Hanzo Dragon Wolf thing and just like keep backing up, right? Moving back here just lets the Rhine move in on you, and then you're an easy kill. I mean, you're literally two hammer swings for him. So yeah, it's somewhere you just should have kept backing up, right? Your Brig comes in with rally here, like she easily could have saved you from that if you just backed up here. So your team, yeah, you just all you can really do is that. Only thing I would say here is Um, in a situation like this, where you need to stall the cart as long as possible, right? You have 454 health. Literally, just sit here in defense matrix as much as you can, and then as soon as you're gonna get demeched, then drop your bomb. Because what you want to do is contest this, right? And with 400 health, you could contest this a lot longer. Because you want to give your team time to get back from spawn. So if you sit up here and just hold your defense matrix, only the Rhine is shooting at you, right? The Kiriko is pocketing you. You can sit here for a good while. You might actually just be able to hold here without bomb. But if you use your bomb right away, then you risk him just swinging on you or the soldier insta-killing you, which you can see you're already like 65 health as soon as you get out of the mech. So you actually make yourself an easier target here uh, by getting out of this, and then you don't get to contest the cart as long as well, because now you're only 60, now you're down to 15 health. You realistically should have died here. I don't really know why their soldier doesn't shoot you, doesn't finish the kill. Like, yeah, he just sprints in. If he stops and just shoots you, literally one bullet will kill you. So this was like very, very risky. Um, yeah, I think this for the most part is okay. I mean, after the D.va bomb, like it's. But then you push in here. Probably a point here where maybe you want to push their BAP off. Or DM this the tracer that's sitting over here. This would actually be a good dive target. I thought that was their soldier over there. I don't know when they got a tracer. So when you see that you're getting shot, like here you hear that damage, you see this coming and your health going down, then like turn to the left and just push this tracer off would probably be where you want to go here. I mean, it's not like you knew that Ryan was going to charge, but you should have been probably diving that Tracer if you know she was shooting at you. Yeah, so I don't think that D.va was a bad pick for the second for defense. I think you were just making bad choices at certain points. I think like there was sometimes like on attack you were playing her really well. On defense, like you were sometimes playing her well and sometimes not. So it kind of depended. But I don't think D.va was like a bad pick for here necessarily. And again, like you should be sitting up here on high ground, right? Like now your team just realizes, okay, like you're not playing high ground, so they're playing more passive because they're playing all the way back here because they know that like their team is going to get pushed in. So then they just have to adapt to that and play back is what I assume. Otherwise, I don't know when Ana would be sitting all the way back there. Okay, so you recognize, right? Their Tracer is here. Like it's another one of those like this Tracer zips past you. Like you're a really mobile tank, so your goal is okay. This Tracer, you just saw her zip across your screen. You immediately dive after her, right, and push her off. Because what you don't want her doing is what she does, coming up here and just killing your Junkrat really easily. Like if you dive into her here, she either dies or has to recall back to here. Like she does not live here. But instead you just kind of let her go past and like look in that general direction, but don't do it, right? And now you go after her, but she's already gotten the kill. Like it's still good to go after her, sure, but now she's already really deep in your team. Now it's still good, yeah, force the recall, but now she's still back there. Like it's one of those you should have been pressuring her from the beginning and forcing her to leave, but instead like she got the kill and then their team is able to just charge in here and she keeps on going after everybody because it's kind of hard to keep up with her because she's already at the point if she even recalls like because this is what you don't want, right, is you get to this point where you're over like right here the last person on your team dies, right, and you have 530 health. That's not good because that means if you're at full health that all of your teammates have been taking all of the damage, and now that you're the only one left they can just run over you. And you know it's just so I think you just weren't doing enough to suppress the Tracer, and then afterwards, you know, like you were trying to chase the Tracer around, but it was too late, and so there wasn't anything you could do at that point. Um, so could a Brawl tank have been working here? Sure. Could D.va have been working here? Absolutely. And Brawl like Ramacho or Ryan could have possibly swayed this match, but I think it's more just the if you're making the same choices, it still might, you know, not be doing much better. So you know your Kiriko is dead. You shouldn't have really pushed into here, right? Like if your only source of healing, like your Lucio is not really gonna heal you, because that's just not his job as Lucio. So going by here, you just separated for yourself by the team and put yourself in the position where like they can easily just okay, he's just like meshed into the floor. That's cool. So you're in a position over here, right, where like their team can easily just walk around the corner, and your team cannot push them back, right? Your team cannot walk up here, but their team can walk up here because they have the numbers advantage right now. Um, and if you're over here at half health, like you're not going to be able to push them off, right? Like you should probably just come back here, right, and then just either look for a health pack or have your Lucio try to heal you, and then just kind of like DM damage, try to keep them from you know like getting a pick on your team until your Kiriko gets back, because you're not really going to do anything without your Kiriko being here. But if you get demeched here, which I'm assuming will happen, like uh, you get out, right? But that would have been a really easy kill if they just chased you. Like that's all they need is one person to run in there and chase you. And now you're still at low health this entire time, so you're just having to constantly DM, like you know, you're just constantly putting your defense matrix up. I think this is another point, right? Their Rhine is on 1 HP. You fly through and boop him, and he's dead. Um, it's right here, right? You see 1 HP. Like you just fly through, boop him, come back around, and like even if you get demeched, a demeched D.Va is better than a dead Rhine, But he gets healed up then, and then you dive after he already gets like. So I think part of it's just a reaction thing, right? If you dove him right away, which it's hard to think of these things like on spot again. Like I said, it's easier to just look at a replay and be like, oh yeah, you should have done this. Like it's not necessarily that something I would have realized in the match, but now you're doing good, right? And you can be really aggressive here because you have bomb. So if you get to the point where you're gonna die, right? Like you can just do that and then boom. I think maybe like could have been like I think maybe if you were focusing more like because you're kind of just shooting the tank here, and while he gets low, he just kind of like is constantly getting pocketed by both the supports. So I mean, it'd probably be a situation where you have to shoot one of the squishies in order to kill them, because with a Ryan being double pocketed, especially with a Baptiste, like he's just not really gonna die. And yeah, now here you want to boop the Ryan out of position, right? Boop him out more, good. Because like the second that you see him out of position, like you know that you have a displacement ability. So like he comes here, you just immediately dive to A, keep him from going on your. I guess you're beated, so it doesn't matter too much. But you don't want to be going near your tracer, right? But you do want to boop him away from his team, because they can't really help him if he gets booped out here. Because I think their BAP is. Oh no, their BAP is up there. Yeah, so it's gonna be harder for their BAP to get to him. It's gonna be harder for the Mercy, right? Like you just I mean this is good, like you recognize this, but just a little bit late that yep, going for him and then you come back in, yep, and then just dive their BAP, good. I mean that obviously I think you were trying for this, but you should have landed up on the platform and you could have easily finished this kill. But I mean they end up getting off point anyway, so it doesn't matter. Yeah, gosh, okay. Not gonna keep doing 5 seconds at a time. Alright, you're pushing up. Yeah, so it's so you have the right idea. I think you just need a defense matrix more here. Defense, like you can defense matrix and fire missiles at the same time, right? And maybe try to boop someone off if you can. Probably not the Mercy because she can get back up really easily, but yeah, you want to come up and try to give your team an advantage. They're not doing a whole ton with it. Alright, so now you have pressure. That's good. Yep, you can try to force them back. So again, you probably want to be going for high ground here to try to get control of it. 1 second. Alright, sorry. Wife called. Um, yeah, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I had a lot of um interruptions in this one. Just random stuff coming up. Yeah, this is a good mission. The soldier, just yeah, defense matrix get out. It didn't work out. It's okay. Um, yeah, I think they just have a lot of. I think that again, like you guys did a really good job of going up top first push. I'm not sure why you don't do it again, because that would just make it a lot easier for you guys to come in here and then just kind of wait and uh, wait and just wait for picks, more opportunities, and your bastion won't be getting lit up quite as much. Um, it also it make it less opportunity for the Rhine to go at you guys. You guys end up taking this. It looks like yes. Alright, so you kept the point. Go up here after the tracer. She gets away, that's alright. This is alright going after this, yeah, you just don't want to commit anymore. You see their team, alright, cool, yep, you just come back over here, good. Yep, definitely the spot you can be going after. Still trying to get him. Yeah, you see how much pressure you're putting up though? Like they haven't really moved past this point yet. There's no reason to really drop off of this until your team is ready to engage if you need to help them. Like if you stay up here and put pressure on the supports, then they have to like somewhat try and peel for them. At least there's no reason to really drop it yet because there wasn't anybody to contest you on high ground. And even now, like, let's kind of take a look at this from over here. Right, like their Rhine comes in. See how their Rhine steps up when you're back here? Honestly, don't know why he comes here, actually. He just kind of sits back. I honestly don't know why he walked back in the first place, actually. I take that back, because what I assumed is happening is he comes back over here when he sees you. But in reality, he just kind of backs up for no reason and then just continues to sit there, and I don't know why. So yeah, from here, your team just kind of... win this fight? I'm not sure how the... Oh, okay, so you or maybe you end up winning here. Yeah, so you end up winning anyways, right? So, which is good. But yeah, I don't think that you were. I mean, you weren't throwing, but there were definitely a couple of fights there that were your fault for like being staggered or simply not helping your team when they were getting engaged. Um, so I don't think it was the tank choice. I think it was just simply just be aware more when you need to be uh you need to be creating pressure on their team more often in different scenarios. Like whenever your team is being pushed, you need to be doing something, whether it's diving their team or keeping their team from part of their team from pushing through, or driving the Rhine off. Uh, so yeah, there's definitely some things, but I don't think. Yeah, I mean, like obviously you're doing a lot of stuff right. If you're right, I mean, if you climb from bronze to plat with D.va, like that's really really good. Um, so yeah, I don't think there was like your mechanics were bad or anything like that. I think even the tank choice. I think it was just as simply as there were certain times where you need to create pressure, and because you weren't playing like a brawly up close tank like Rhine or Ramatra, I think that's what was causing you to just kind of back off and not do anything because you weren't sure if you were like supposed to boost in. So I think that's just what you need to be more aware of is where how to take pressure off playing against a brawl tank while like creating space for your team and putting pressure on the enemy team, um, without always being able to just simply walk up in their tank and swing at them with a hammer. Like it's a lot easier to play Reinhardt that way. There's a lot less decision making. I think D.Va is one of the more complicated play styles for tanks. Um, but yeah, so hopefully this helps. Let me know if you got any questions.